Hi YouTube! How are you today? I'm doing really good today. I was busy making a couple things for a subscriber, C.J.J, I guess. So that's what she calls herself. And yeah, look at that. I'm wearing this for a couple days now. It's from Maribel. I love it. Thank you again. It's really cute. She said this is my birthstone. I didn't know it before. I was born in January, so thank you so much. I really love it. The other one is a little tight, so I have to loosen it up a little bit, I guess, but this one I love a lot. However, it's not about that. It's about my video where I said that if you want to get a pocket letter, like in a monthly giveaway from me, you have to email me. So the winner is C.J.J. Are you still a winner when you are the only one who emailed me? I don't mind at all. I mean, it's a good thing, and I don't know much about her, but I do know, I looked through the comments, it's not a lot she said, but I know that she liked this stamps I made for my last pocket letter. So first of all, she will be the recipient of the pocket letter. And she did like those sleeves, so I went ahead and I made her some extra. I hope she likes it. I made it in a couple different green tones, so hopefully she likes it. Of course, what was in the back will stay in the back. And I wrote a letter for her already, so this is good. And also she said that she doesn't have a big kick and she likes the embossed papers, so I just took the papers I had and I embossed a couple more, so I will send it to her because she likes it. And I am going to make a bookmark and I will show you how to make that. It's really easy. She said that she does like handmade stuff. She prefers it to bought stuff, so this is why I want to make one or two things for her, put it in the same mail. So let me show you what I'm going to be doing. So it's actually pretty simple. All you will need is a piece of cardstock and yarn. So I have a short piece and I have the yarn right here. This is the only yarn I own. So, oh no, I do have like a yellow one. I wanted to DIY something for Easter, but I was sick. However, I will try once the tassel is done and coffee dye it, so it's a little bit brownish, I guess. I will see how this turns out. So you cut yourself a piece of cardstock as wide as you want your tassel to be long. So this will be the length of your tassel. Then I'll just put a piece on top. This one I will use to tie it on the top. And I will start right here in the middle, and then I will just wrap it as many times as you want your tassel to be thick. So, you know, this will be this thickness. So if you want just a thin one, you could be done already, or you just wrap it a couple more times and it will get thicker. So I want it a couple more times because I want it to be a little bit thicker. And that's it. But, you know, for people who are experienced in crafting, my channel would be probably like a newbie channel, and it is, because this is my second tassel I've ever made. So, I don't know. I took the two pieces of my string right here and I just tie a knot and I tie another one so it's solid like that. So right here is the knot, and this part will be the end of the tassel. So I will just cut it right here. I will cut it off my cardstock. It's probably easier with the knife, but Of course, I don't want it easy, even though I always tell you that it's easy. So, this is what I got for now. And because I want it to be a tassel, of course, I need to wrap another piece. I will cut this one off, kind of the same length, and I will wrap another piece on the around the very top of it. You can do it a couple times, I assume, but I think one would be enough too. And then I make a knot, and I make it very, very tight. And the second one, and I just cut it off like in the length of my tassel, which was there already, and there it is. So you can just take the ends, and if you have a couple of them sticking out, you can cut them all in one length, kind of, and there is a little tassel. So easy. So I never knew that it's so easy to make, I must say that. And I will wrap the other end around the bookmark I'm making for her. So, but I wanted to show you this. And now I will just dip it. I made coffee, and I will dip it in the coffee leftover, and I'm going to see how it's gonna look like. I will show you. If it looks really bad, I will show you also, and then if it's really bad, I will just make a white one. I will make another one in white. But I really wanted this to be a little bit like, not bright white. Let's say it like that. So for the bookmark, what I will need is a piece of packaging. I will take my pizza packaging, and I will just cut it in the length and the width I want my bookmark to be. So now is also the time to round the corners, if this is what you would like to do. You don't have to round them, but I did, because once you stick it to each other, it's gonna be so thick you're not going to get them round anymore. Also, and I learned it the hard way, it's time to make a hole, because if you don't make it now, it's gonna be impossible later. So, because once it's on there, no way I can do that. And now I will stick them together. So this one has dried, and now it is much more sturdy, you know. That's why I put two of those. So if you take this one, it's like bendable. This one is a little bendable too, but it's sturdier, much sturdier when you put two of them on top. And now I want to cover this up. I mean, this is good already, but I want to put one more layer on it, and I will just use normal cardstock for that. And I will just go around my bookmark so I have the exact shape, just like this. And I put the holes in there already. I'm glad I didn't forget. And I will take a marker and I will go around the edges right here, just so it's, you know, covered up if something is looking through. I will just go around the edges with the brown marker. It will not look perfect once it's done, but in my opinion, this is kind of the beauty of self-made stuff. It does not look perfect once you're done. The imperfections make it good, if you know what I mean. I don't know. So I will just find the side which I need, and I will stick it on top. So I covered it up. This is a little bit of glue. I will try to take it out, and I will have to cut the edges a little bit because it seems to be a tiny bit too long, even though I drew the shape of the actual bookmark. But that's all right, I can cut it off if needed. But for right now, I want it flat and I want it dry. So as always, I'll put it under my mat. I think that's the best thing. So I'll just wait for it to dry. In the meantime, I want to show you what happened to my tassel. So I dyed it yesterday with my coffee. I just put it into the coffee. I washed it out. I put it into the coffee again, and then I let it dry in the sun, which was not a problem because we have like almost 100 degrees in California. So it looks, I can't even find a word. I love it. You know, it didn't dye all the way through, so some of them are lighter, some of them are darker. It feels old. It's not this, you know, fluffy, I don't know, very soft feel to it, and it looks old. And this is what I want, because I wanted this one to be like oldish. And I'm going to use this one on top of my bookmark. I think it's kind of half dry, not dry yet, so I'm going to put it right here. So once you put it into a book, let me see if I have a book here. I don't seem to have a book here, but okay, let me just take this one. So once you put it in there, let's say it would be longer, you can put the bookmark in there, and then you have the tassel sticking out. So this is how it's gonna be. So once you want to read, you can go where the tassel is and just open it up. I hope she needs it or can use it, or, you know, but she said that she likes self-made stuff. So I really wanted to make something for her myself. And I think a bookmark is a pretty good thing. So I trimmed it off as far as I could on the sides and around the edges everywhere. And if you are a beginner like me, and I know what you're worried about. I know that you worry that people won't like what you made, or that you didn't make it perfect. But hey, it's not about perfect. At least for me, if somebody makes something for me and it's not perfect, but it is self-made, and it's not like, you know, just thrown together, where you can see if people made it with love and effort, or if they just made it to make something. You know, there's a big difference, and you can tell. And if I see that something is not perfect, and, you know, maybe it could have been better or whatever, it does not bug me at all, as long as I see that somebody made something for me, because somebody spent time to make something for you, just for you. So it should be appreciated. And, you know, if they don't appreciate it, well, it's their loss, because you did your best and you tried, and you are doing something, you are creating something. So don't be worried, don't be like, I know I'm always worried, of course, but I'm trying to not to be. I'm getting much better. At the beginning, I was thinking, oh my God, nobody's gonna like this stuff, and, you know, I was kind of embarrassed sometimes, because the best I could do was just newbie stuff, right? So just don't worry about it. Just send it off and see what happens. And you created it. As long as you are having fun making something, this is all that counts. It doesn't matter. Nothing else matters. I have fun. I do my best. So if somebody's gonna say, hey, this looks bad, or, you know, I hate it, oh well, it's their loss, you know, because I made it with love, and I made it like I would like to receive it, or whatever. So now this one is kind of dry, and I trimmed all the edges around it, and now I want to use some of the what you call it, oh my God, I forgot. You call it distress ink. I totally forgot the name, and I haven't used it in a little while. So let me use this, and I wanna use the vintage. See, I put them into baggies and I write down which it is, so, you know, I don't use the same one all the time, and I can use them for a longer time. Even though this thing, you know, I have to glue it back down or something. But I want to use the vintage because I like distressing, and I think that's what she likes also. And I'm not gonna do a lot. I will just take some of it. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do in the front, so for right now I'll go around the edges. And as for me, this makes everything better right away. This just makes everything better. You know, I wish I had started crafting much earlier. Much earlier. Maybe when my grandma was still alive. You know, because my grandma, she was knitting and, you know, doing all the stuff. And maybe she could have taught me. She taught me a little bit, but I'm sure she would knit doilies for me and whatever I would ask her to do. And she would probably like to teach me. But, you know, when we are young, we are stupid, aren't we? When we are like teenagers, we think, oh my God, there's nothing I can learn from my grandma because I know everything better anyways, and who needs knitting? You know, just stuff like that. So I think everybody kind of thinks this way. So it looks so much prettier. And now I noticed that I have a little bit of residue from my glue. And I love how it pops up when I go over it. It's just like, you know, makes it even older, I guess. So you can, if you don't have like paper like this, just use a paper bag. I used paper bags before. I still have a couple there I keep, so you know, in case I run out of my paper, I can cut a piece of paper bag. It's sometimes even better because it looks even older. So now I have to think, because I worked before, I think. And now I have to think about what I'm gonna put on top. Of course, it should be something not shiny or whatever. So I think I'm going to stamp something. That's the easiest part. Let me see. I really want to see how it looks. And oh, I have my planner right here. So let's say it would be somewhere in here. Yeah, this is how it would look like, basically. And then you can just open it wherever it is. I love it. I might make one for myself because I still need to read a little more. I bought those books from the Dollar Tree and I read a little bit, but you know, it's hard for me reading in English because I read a lot in German and then I can see pictures in my head. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. When you read, you see stuff in your head kind of going on. And in English, I don't see the pictures because I have to concentrate on the words. So I could leave it like that. Seriously, if you like don't have anything else, you can leave it like that, or just embellish it, or just write read on it or something like that. But I want to stamp something. So I looked for a stamp and I found something I want to put on there. And this is this little saying, enjoy the little things, because it's something little I'm giving her. And I want it to be like somewhere around here. And then I want to stamp like a piece of a flower, and I'm not going to be stamping the whole thing, the whole image on there, just a piece of it. So I want to put something like right here. And I also want to stamp it with the same distress ink, the brown one. I'm just trying to get it like a little bit straight, I guess. So I want to use the same distress ink, because I don't want it to be like a black ink or something. And if it's a little bit like out of shade, or you know, a little bit darker here and brighter there, I'm good with that, because I think it all goes with this older look. So I'll just stamp it on there. Just like that. I think it looks good. And now I want like the flower to be on there too, but I don't think I've ever used it. Or maybe I did when I showed you the stamps from the Wish App, because this is from the Wish App. I will just file it once again, just to get a better image. I'm not going to put the whole flower on there. I just want a part of it, like kind of on the bottom. And then I'll take the birds from here also. I think it all goes well together, like old flowers, birds. So I'm going to file it a little bit. This is what I'm doing off cam, because I can see it better and I can hold it better, I guess. And again, I'm not gonna stamp the whole image on there, just a part of it. Just like this. And I love how it's turning out. It's so simple, you know, nothing big you are using. There is not like a lot of supplies. It was $1 and this was packaging. So yes, I do have the distress ink. I bought it with a coupon, so you know. And I want like half of the butterfly to be on the other side. So that's it. I'm not gonna put more stuff on it. I like it. I don't know, I just do. Look. It all came together pretty well. The sides are looking old, which I like too, so you can't really tell that it's packaging. It looks a little bit like wood, in my opinion. I don't know if you can see that. So, but this is it. And I'm thinking right now that maybe I'll put a couple stamps in the back. I'm not sure, because I really liked how this birds and flowers turned out. Maybe I'll put just a couple like here going around the sides. And I will use like the part I stamped already. I can use it twice. So the image from one side is like a little bit darker, and then from the other side is not as dark, which I like. It's like a little bit faded, I guess. Oh, I think this is turning out pretty good. I might just use the flowers. I like how it turns out here. Yeah, I like that. You see, it's a little bit like faded and darker. I think it's pretty good. I really think so. So now I'm thinking if I should put anything on top of it, but I think I'm good. I think this looks good. I'm very happy with that, so I'm gonna keep it this way. Once I think that it's good, I try to not to overthink anymore. Normally, you know, when we craft, we tend to overthink. We're like, oh, maybe this and that and whatever. No, keep yourself from doing that, or you will never end a project. So try to just go with the flow. Once you think it's good, stop. Sometimes if you put too much on it, it doesn't help. So, however, this is it. So this will be my bookmark. I will put into her goodies or Happy Mail. So I love this. I need to make something like that for myself, because this is really old looking. I really hope she enjoys that, and I hope you enjoyed that too. So this is what I got for now, and I hope she likes it. And yeah, I really want to see something she makes, because she says that she doesn't want to share yet because she thinks she doesn't make good enough things, but there is no such thing. If you make something, it's good enough for sure. So next thing I want to make really quick is a tag for her, because I do want to make one. I love it. You can tell, right? It's like totally fun for me. So again, I will be using the distress ink. This was a good buy. You know, we buy things and then we don't use them, then it's not a good buy. But sometimes we buy something and we use it for so many projects that it's just worth the money. If I knew like that I would use it that much, I would have paid the full price, because I had a lot of fun doing all of it. So I'm basically just taking a tag and I'm gonna go over it with the distress ink. I'm sure that I'm doing something wrong, but that's the best I can do. I've seen people doing that, or maybe it's like, I don't know, my tool, but I think it's more my skills. I'm not the best in this, because some people do it perfect. They are like, don't have any, I don't know, it looks just much better than this, but I'm still learning. And like I told you, I don't worry about this not being perfect, because if we would all be perfect, we wouldn't want anything from other people, right? Because we can do it perfect. We don't need anything else. But I do like to see other people making things, because I want to get better. And if we are perfect, we will never be better, right? Because we are perfect already. And I certainly want to be better. So now I talk that so much again. And yeah, so this is like, it's supposed to have, in my opinion, it's supposed to have a couple darker and brighter spots, because if something is aging, I don't think it ages in the same way, if you know what I mean. So I will just keep it this way. And I like this one. I'm gonna put a stamp on top of it. Enjoy every moment here and now. And I might even go around it, because I really like how it turns out with the flowers and the butterfly and whatever it is. And I might do the same thing on the back. So it kind of goes together again. Also this time I want to do a full butterfly. Man, you know guys, I don't know, it must be just me, but I'm totally in love with this. I don't know if you like something like that, but I apparently do. So this is the back, so I'm gonna be putting a nice embellishment here, and I'm thinking I'm going to be using a little bit of tulle. So I want to see if this works out. I have no idea what to put on there, so I'm just trying. I punched a scallop circle, and I will put some distress ink all over it, just because I want it to be a little bit darker. Not sure if I'm gonna keep it this way though. And I also punched a butterfly, because I have this butterfly there. I figured, you know, I could put one in the front. Maybe like this. Not sure about the brown on brown, but also I bought some tulle. It was really inexpensive, $1 or something. I just let them cut a piece for me. So at Joann's. And I will just cut off a piece. Don't know. Just a piece like that. And I want to see how it's gonna look if I put it underneath my butterfly, maybe like all around the scallop circle. And I think it's gonna look good, but it's very white. So I am going to, I can't even see it on my piece of paper, but I'm going to just tap some ink on it just to make it a little bit not that shiny, I guess. I just don't want it to be shiny on there because everything looks aged and this thing is like all shiny. So this looks much better. I don't know if you can see it. So this with the white and this is just a little bit. It's not a really big difference, but it's not shiny white anymore. She said she likes butterflies, so I would just put this one on there. And then I would put the butterfly right on top. Okay, but for that, I am going to use my hot glue because I know this is not going to stick on there. And I want my butterfly to be darker because it is the same color like this one. And right now I'm noticing that if you hold it like that and you go all around it, you get a nice picture on your white paper. You see that? I like it. I might use it somewhere. So I want the butterfly to be a little bit different than my scallop circle, if you can see that. Of course I could have punched another paper butterfly, but then I have to distress the paper anyways, and I do not have exactly this color, so I'm gonna do it this way right now. And then I'm going to glue this on top with my tool. I need my glue gun. So I have this tag I want to finish finally because I want to try and send it off today. You know, you see it in one video, but for me it takes like 2 days or 3 days because of course I have a life and I have other things to do. So at the moment I'm doing a lot of things, I don't know. However, I found this, or I remembered that I hold this paper from Daiso and I never opened it yet because I just hold it last month. It's really thin though, but it is pretty. It's like this old paper from this one pack. So I got it at Daiso 125, I think, for 100 pieces. I know they are thin, but I don't need thickness because I can always stick it to a piece of packaging, you know. I'd rather have 100 thin ones than 25 like thick ones. Now I just punched the scallop out of it and I put it on this piece of paper I prepared before. So this is how it looks like. I put some ink on it and I made it a little bit old looking. And I'm going to stick it right here with my glue gun. It's heating up right there. Then I have this piece I showed you, and recently, last month also, I hold this lace from Daiso. And it's kind of beige, I would say. So it's not white. So this is what I'm gonna use. I cut off a piece for me, and the butterfly, I put a tiny bit of something in the middle just so it has a little bit of an accent. So, and then all I will need is a piece of ribbon and I will be done. So I will just stick everything. I hope my glue gun is hot enough. So it did burn my finger, so I guess it is hot enough. So I will start with this one, and then I will put the tool on top try to not to use too much hot glue because I don't want it to be like very bulky, you know, because the hot glue, when it dries, it tends to like be hard and bulky. So I'm just trying to use a little bit of it, but enough to make it stay in place. And then I will just put my butterfly right on top of there. If there's one thing I really hate about working with the glue gun is that I have to clean up all the strings when I'm done. Because, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I really don't like the strings to be there. And it's sometimes, you know, you just miss one or two, and I think it looks when there are some. So I always try to get them all out of there. And now I will just put the lace down here. And again, I'm just trying to not to use too much of the glue. I use a toothpick because I burned myself so many times. I hate it. I don't want to be burned again. And see all the strings once again. And I will just cut off the excess here on the sides. I did make it a little longer than my tag, and I think this is like my second tag like this I've ever made. I sent one to NPA, I hope she liked it. That was my very first one, and this is the second one, and I love it. I don't know, just the simplicity of, you know, one butterfly and one scallop, you have a punch, you're done. So now I need a ribbon and I'm done with that. And I think because I did this on the bottom, I think it will be really good to just use the lace instead of a ribbon, so I don't have too many different things on there. I'm gonna trim off the ends a little bit. And that's it. This is my tag. I think it looks pretty. You know, you can put them on presents or you can just keep them like that. And I don't know, I'm thinking that maybe for next Christmas I will just make tags for presents and giving and cards. I'm not sure if I will have a lot of time, you know, when Christmas comes around. The time is gone, so either I should start now and prepare everything or not do it at all. We'll see. So, however, I'm done with the little package for C.J.J. And those are my items I'm gonna send to her. I know it's not like a huge thing, but you know. I think self-made. So I could go there and just give her 5 boat tags. It would be more, but I think self-made is better. Maybe not better. I don't know. I appreciate everything, but knowing that somebody spent time for me, I think this shows that somebody was thinking of you. So I made the tag, I made the bookmark, and I die cut her the leaves she likes, and I have the papers for her as well, because she said that she likes the embossed papers, so I embossed everything I had. Of course, the pocket letter with the tiny goodies in the back. And this will be it. So, as a reminder, if you want to get a surprise pocket letter, I will be gifting one once a month. I call it my pocket letter giveaway because I like making them. I like making people happy. I want you to be surprised. So if you want to be on the list, send me an email with your information. You know, you can let me know what you like most. Preferably of things I can make or I have in stash. And give me your address. One thing I have to say is I never give addresses to anybody, and if I get pocket letters from somebody, I always shred the address part, and I hope you do so with my address. Even though it's a P.O box, I really shred anything with names or addresses on it. So it's safe here. You can tell me what you like, what you dislike, when your birthday is. Just let me know a little bit of your information. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video. I will be having fun to cut it because I have made like 10 little videos and now I have to put them all together. I don't even remember what the first one was. However, if you liked it, give me a thumbs up and I will make more of those because, you know, it's not creating a pocket letter, but I have little things to show how I would make it. So maybe you get inspiration. I always get inspired by little things I watch on YouTube. Just let me know. And I hope you have a great day today. I do, because I crafted in the early morning, so nothing can be bad now. You know, my day started out really good. Yeah. Comment, like, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, and just enjoy your day and keep crafting every day. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.